Alright folks, this is going to be similar to what we've done in the past, but what I've given you is basically a black dot. Now we're looking at the secondary uh, colors of light, or the subtractive color system. Now the subtractive color system is called this because when they mix, they actually remove light. So when they mix, you get black as opposed to white. RGB, red, green, blue, they mix to create white. CMYK, well, CMY, cyan, magenta, yellow, mix to make K, black. Now when you pull these apart, you can see just how they mix. So, cyan, magenta, and yellow are the secondaries. When they mix equally, they create black. When they mix in unequal amounts, or when you start removing one of the colors, you'll get the primaries. So when I start removing a color entirely, so if I remove cyan from the entire mix, I get red. Red, the opposite of cyan. Basically, red is the absence of cyan light. And red is created by mixing magenta and yellow. Now, just like before, we can take the info panel, we can see how this all works. So if I put my info panel over the yellow, I get R20, red's 255, green's 255. That is because yellow is technically red and green mixed together. With magenta, I get red and blue mixed together. When the two mix, I just get straight up red. If I want to counteract red, I bring in the cyan, which mixes. So cyan and red mixed together creates black. That's ultimately how pigment kind of works. So we're going to be looking at this when we start looking at local color correction in people's skin. Now, if you do take a look at the CMYK values, it's not going to be perfect, but you are going to get somewhat of a similar reading. So cyan's going to be 27%. It is picking up some yellow. We have yellow at 100%, and then we have magenta at 79%. And that is just because of the way the blend mode is ultimately working, but you guys kind of get the idea here. Now, the other thing we're going to look at today is the hue sat layer. Now, hue saturation layer is my second favorite layer. It ultimately gives us the most control over color, just like curves gives us the most control over images. This allows us to change the hue, or change all the colors in our image. This allows us to desaturate. Now, I'm on a given level. There we go, on a given layer. There you go, the whole thing changes. The whole thing desaturates or oversaturates. And allows us also to change density to some degree. But the more important thing is it allows us to go into individual channels. So if I go into my cyan channel, for example, I can just affect cyan. If I go into my magenta channel, same deal. Go into the reds. There you go. So that allows us to go through and make changes to specific color in our images. And that's what we're going to do when we start doing local color correction. We want to either remove color or change color. There you go, folks. That is how the secondary color system works.